Rico was driving a car. The road was quiet. Only the sound of the engine and the night wind could be heard. Why is this street so dark? I shouldn't go home like this. Rico looked at the clock on the dashboard. 23:45. The car lights suddenly illuminate a woman standing in the middle of the road wearing a dirty white dress. Her face is downcast, her long hair covering her face. Rico, panicking, screaming, "Hey, get out of the way!" She slams the wheel and slams on the brakes. The sound of squealing tires is followed by a loud crash. Rico hits the steering wheel. Her breath comes out in gasps. Rico, panicked, "No, what did I do?" Rico got out of the car and shined her cell phone flashlight on the road. The camera showed a long trail of blood on the asphalt. But the woman's body was not there. Rico, whispering, "Where did she go?" Rico looks around. The street was empty. There were footsteps behind her. Rico turned around, but no one was there. Then Rico continued on her way home with a feeling of fear. Upon arriving home, Rico sat on the living room sofa, her face pale. She drank coffee with shaking hands. The TV was on, and the news said, "Woman found dead on Country Road after hit and run. The perpetrator is still at large." Rico turned off the TV in a panic. She looked down and held her head. Rico, whispering, regretful, "I didn't mean to. I just wanted to go home." Suddenly there was a loud knock at the front door. The door shook, then slowly opened by itself even though it was locked. Rico yells, "Who is it?" The lights in the room flickered. The figure of the woman she hit earlier stood in front of the door. Her face was pale and covered in blood, and her smile was creepy. Woman, whispering, "You think you can run away from me?" The woman stepped forward, frightened. Rico retreated to the corner of the room. As she approached, the lights went out. The sound of Rico's breathing could be heard clearly in the darkness. Rico woke up from her nightmare, sweating. She heard footsteps approaching the door. The door opened slowly with a creaking sound. Rico, frightened, "Please, don't! I didn't mean to!" The female figure appeared in the doorway, dragging her broken leg. She smiled crookedly. "Woman, you know what you have to do?" He suddenly found himself on the country road where the accident had happened, his confused face twisted in astonishment. Rico, whispering, "How did I get here?" Rico saw her own body lying on the road, bleeding. Startled, she took a few steps back. A female figure appeared behind him, this time smiling broadly. The female figure said, "You died that night, Rico. You were a culprit, but also a victim." The camera shows Rico's ghostly body. She screams, but her voice cannot be heard. Camera slowly fades to black.